bienvenue, Monday Munchies! My name is Becky. I am the creator, director, the everythinger of Monday Munchies, as well as the overarching project Crossing Borders. Nice to meet you if we haven't met before. So today we're making a potato galette. Galette? One of the two. I don't know how to pronounce that. Should have looked it up beforehand, but in per usual Becky form, I did not. This, if you can see, takes a lot of different things. So we're going to check out the ingredients in just a minute, but I just want to go through our normal rigmarole. So this recipe is coming to us from Olivia Mesquita of oliviascuisine.com, and it's a rustic dish, so you don't have to worry about it being perfect or looking exceptionally beautiful, because in the end, its imperfectness will make it beautiful. Much like what we do here on Monday Munchies, nothing is ever perfect in this kitchen. Some of my ingredients aren't perfect. Duh, as usual. I'll let you know what those are and what the real ones should be if you can find them at your location. Also, for the links down below, you're going to find our Etsy for our merch. You're going to find our website, our Instagram, and our Patreon. The Patreon's super cool. You're like, what could a Patreon membership get me? A ton of cool stuff, obviously. So, at any tier, you will get your name in the credits here. At the end of the video, you'll see I've got a couple of names in there already, so you'll see what that looks like. And depending on which tier you do, we have about 3 or 4. You get different perks. Some of those include like behind the scene videos, so you can see how we shoot these episodes, or when we're on the road for the Crossing Borders, you can kind of see behind the scenes of our filming. You're also going to get a newsletter letting you know what's coming up next month. There's different prints from countries we've been to, and little gifts too. It's like little souvenirs. It's just kind of some Crossing Borders merch that is Patreon exclusive and that you won't find available in our shop or anywhere else. It's just going to be exclusive to the Patreon, and only you guys will be getting it. That's the same thing for the prints too. The prints we give out are not going to be available for sale anywhere else. It's just Patreon exclusive, so that's all yours. The coolest one though is if you support us at our highest tier, you do get 1 to 2 extra videos a month. A month, baby! So that means that you get to see 2 more recipes than the general public. You get like VIP access. So you'll be able to see a couple new recipes that others don't. And for the month of April, which is right now our French month, it's going to be a cucumber mint salad, which is kind of a bonus recipe. It was only going to be 1 recipe this month, but I threw in the cucumber mint salad because it was super quick and easy to make, and I didn't think I could make a long enough video out of it for a regular Monday Munchies. And the other one is going to be a passion fruit lemon meringue tart. Oh, so good. Besides those 2 videos, you'll also receive access to our backlog of Monday Munchies Patreon exclusive videos. That includes the ones for Greece and the ones for Japan, so it's a pretty stellar little deal there. Highly recommend you take us up on it. And anything you give for any of the tiers goes towards a lot. Goes towards financing the film, goes to financing the Monday Munchie series, because this is a separate grocery bill from what I usually spend. So, and some of the ingredients can be hard to find, i.e. expensive. So it does help kind of offset those costs. Any of the support does, so we appreciate you at any tier that you're donating. Or if you can't donate, we appreciate you for just liking, subscribing, notification bell, hitting, all that good stuff. But enough of that. Oh, wait, no, one more thing. I have a new coffee. We're doing Army of Dark Chocolate from Bones Coffee Company today, and my sister gets me the best mugs. So she got me this bunny mug. Shout out to Jessie. Cute mug. And it's technically March when I'm actually filming these, so I have an Irish creamer in here. It was for the month of March, limited edition, whatever. So it's really good in there. All right, now let's pop over to the counter to see all these ingredients and what they are. Let's go. All right, Jet Setters, welcome back to another segment of what the heck are we putting in this dish? Listed here are all of your ingredients you're going to need. It's kind of a lot, but we'll get through it. So you need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, thick cut bacon. We only need 5 strips, so I'm very excited to eat the rest of this at a later date. Not all at once. Maybe all at once. Probably not. But it's really thick bacon. I usually don't buy bacon that thick, so I'm excited. They call for pecorino cheese to taste. My brain interpreted that as Parmesan cheese. So we have Parmigiano Reggiano. And you're not going to need all of this, it's just a taste. I never know exactly what that means, so I'm just going to probably sprinkle a little bit on there. You've got 3 Yukon Gold potatoes all sliced. I actually bought russet potatoes because the store I went to didn't carry Yukon Gold, and a couple places I looked online said russet was a fine substitute for Yukon Gold potatoes. And Olivia, she sliced hers with a mandolin, but I don't have one of those, so I just tried to slice them like super thin on my own with a knife. I don't know if you can see like how thin that is, but I did the best I could. I'm just moving some stuff out of the way so we can bring some more stuff in here so you can see. We have 4 ounces of feta cheese. It calls for goat cheese, but I'm always making these dishes to hopefully have my family eat them. My family's not going to eat goat cheese. Feta might be a stretch for a couple of them, but if I don't tell them it's feta, they will never know. It'll just be cheese. So they might enjoy it. So we've got feta cheese, 4 ounces. We have 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour. This is another thing I changed a little bit. It was thinly sliced onions, just 1 sweet onion thinly sliced. I diced them because I think it's going to go over better. I don't mind a big old like piece of onion in my food, but not everybody does, so. Then you've got a couple different butters, so you need some for the crust and some for just the dish. So right here is 3/4 of a cup of butter, which is about 1.5 sticks. Right here is 2 tablespoons of butter, and you want to make sure for both that they've been kind of cubed, cut smaller. Don't leave them in the block. Then you've got 3 to 4 tablespoons. I did 4 tablespoons of chilled water. 1 egg that's been lightly beaten. 2 sprigs of rosemary. What is a sprig? Sprig if I know. I actually had to look it up because I wanted to make sure I put the right amount in here, and I got like 4 or 5 different answers. The one that I went with was a 4-inch piece of rosemary equals 1 sprig, and if it's pretty sparse, do a little more from another one, and if it's pretty robust, it's got a lot of leaves on there, do a little less. So I had 2, because we need 2 sprigs, 2 4-inch pieces. I just took the leaves off of them, and what I did was one of them was kind of sparse, so I made sure my second sprig was a little more robust, and I got what I think is 2 sprigs of rosemary here. Smells really good. Then we have 1 teaspoon of salt. Every recipe needs a little salt. It's a good balancer, good flavor booster. And we have 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. So let's pull out all the ingredients we're gonna need first, because the first step is to make that dough. So for the pie dough, we need both flours, both our all-purpose and our whole wheat. We need our salt. We need our 3/4 cup of butter, our chilled water, and our apple cider vinegar. And that's all. The rest of it, the egg, the butter, the cheese, and the potatoes, I'm going to put it back in the fridge because we're going to make this dough, and then that has to go sit in the fridge for an hour anyway. So we're going to pop this all in the fridge, and I will meet you at the I'll meet you at the stand mixer. I almost said the stove. I'll meet you at the stand mixer. We're going to put all these ingredients together. All right, welcome back to the mixer. I do want to make a note that Olivia does say in the recipe to use a food processor, but if you're a Patreon and you watched our Onco video, you'll know that my blender didn't really work as a food processor and I don't have one. So using my stand mixer because that should get the job done pretty well. We are going to go ahead and combine our 1.5 cups of flour, our 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour, and our salt. Put the whisk attachment on. I think I finally figured out a good place for this camera to sit, so I'm hoping to be able to see a little better than you have in the past. We're just gonna basically all you wanted to do was just mix it up, get it incorporated together. All right, so we're gonna add our 3/4 cup of butter. And we're gonna pulse, or in this case mix, until it resembles a coarse meal. Oop. A little wild there. Probably good to use a food processor so that doesn't happen. Turn it up a little higher. It does say to pulse it in the food processor, so I'm going to mimic that by turning it down and then turning it up to pulse. All right, so it does look like a meal. Look at it. It's like a very coarse meal. From there, you're gonna add that apple cider vinegar and 1 tablespoon of our chilled water. And pulse it again. In order to get this dough to come together, we're just adding the water 1 tablespoon at a time until it fully comes together, so you may not use all 4 tablespoons of water. This whole time, this wasn't recording. So this is what our dough looks like now. I added 1 tablespoon of chilled water at a time in here until it got to like this consistency where it was all together. You may need a little bit more than 4 tablespoons of water. I ended up needing 5.5, or you may need less than 4 tablespoons of water. It really all depends on your dough and your climate that you're baking in. So you may not use the full amount and you may use more. All depends. I always typically need a little bit more water or liquids whenever I'm making anything, so I'm not really surprised it took 5.5. Our dough is nicely together. I'm covering it all up, aren't I? So this dough is nicely together for the most part, like it's all clumpy. That's a weird way to make dough. So we're gonna go ahead and transfer this to a plastic wrap over at the counter and then pop it in the refrigerator for an hour to chill. Alrighty, we're back at the counter and we have got our dough. Our dough right here, it already looks pretty rustic. It's that, I think it's that wheat flour. Can you see it? It's like, looks interesting. So, but it's not a sticky dough, which we like. It's kind of like when we made our tart dough. If you're a Patreon member and saw our passion fruit lemon meringue tarts, it's sort of a similar feeling. We're going to tuck this baby in, good night, and put it in the refrigerator for an hour. And we'll see you back after that. Alrighty, I had to put a jacket on. It got a little chilly in here, but Mom Pan has made a triumphant return. I'm excited to see her. We're gonna cook the bacon in there. So I am probably gonna cut the bacon in half. We're gonna do 5 pieces. I'm just gonna slice them all in half so they fit a little better in the pan. So we're gonna do that. We still have about a half an hour remaining on our dough, and the next few steps should take about a half hour to 40 minutes to do. So it's like perfect timing for when the dough is supposed to be done. So we're gonna jump into that. Alrighty, welcome back to the stove. We're gonna cook our bacon over a medium heat. So let's put all of our bacon in here. I got a couple more pieces of bacon here. We're gonna cook that up separately. So we're gonna cook the bacon for about 6 minutes. We just wanna keep turning it until it's soft, but not quite fully cooked yet. We are, I believe, gonna pop this in the oven, so hopefully that'll crisp up the bacon in there for us once we get there. And I'm not gonna start turning them around until I hear them start to sizzle, I think is my plan here. I think I can fit one more over here. And once these start cooking, they should shrink a little bit, and I'll put the last 2 pieces of our halves of bacon in here and get them cooking up. Just waiting on that sizzle though, baby. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear it. Ooh, oh, it smells good. There's a bit of a sizzle going on, so I'm excited. We are gonna flip, and I'm gonna start the 6 minutes now that it started sizzling. Bacon's giving me trouble already. I'll just slam a bacon in there. I think I'm gonna let them go for almost a full minute. Do a flip one more time because this side looks like it's getting, hey, nice and brown. Still soft. We're not getting too crispy yet, which is good. We don't want to get too crispy. I do love crispy bacon, but I'm trusting the process on this. And we have about 1 more minute on these until they've been cooking for 6 minutes, but I think some of them I'm going to remove. And I'm just putting them onto paper towel. Bacon, bacon in a pan. Are you yummy? Yes, I am. That was the bacon talking. All that bacon grease. We're about to cook those onions in this bacon grease. Mmm! Now I'm gonna turn this down to low because we are going to cook these onions in here. Ooh! Don't drop them in from too high of a distance because yikes on bikes. And Olivia does say this will take about 30 to 35 minutes. To get nice and brown. You just need to stir occasionally. I am gonna just get them all coated right now though. Make sure they're all living their best lives in that bacon grease. So I'm gonna put this in like a thin layer here. Spread it all out so it cooks nicely. And we're gonna let this go for 30 to 35 minutes. Or until they're nice and brown, whichever comes first. We're gonna keep an eye on it. But for right now, while this is working, we're going to head over to the counter and deal with our dough and chopping up the bacon. So we'll see you over there. All right, we're back at the counter. Grab this bacon up over here. Reveal. Looks pretty good. I mean, it's bacon. So, can't really go wrong. I'm just gonna stack it. So maybe it'll make cutting it a little easier. Roughly chop this nonsense, so it doesn't gotta be anything perfect. I'm gonna do it a little smaller pieces. And we're gonna go check on those onions when we're done here real quick. Give them a quick stir. Then we've got our dough here, another very hard dough. We're gonna roll it until it's about 14 inches in diameter. Setup that we have. I'm worried about it because it's coming apart already, this dough. Alright, so let's roll this nonsense out. Again, like I said before, it's not supposed to be perfect, it's supposed to be rustic. If there's any pieces of yours that like come apart, just put it back together. All right, we're gonna call that good. Ooh, it's such a nice flat surface. It almost looks like the marble. Almost looks like the marble of our counter. What you're gonna do is put a layer of the potatoes down. So we have our layer of potatoes down. We're gonna season those with salt and pepper. And then we're gonna put bacon on this layer. So I'm just gonna scatter some bacon in there. And we're gonna do another layer of potatoes. And then we're gonna do the caramelized onions on top of that. Well, I'm still waiting for those to finish cooking. I'm gonna go ahead and say, these onions are pretty brown. It's been a little less than a half hour, so we're gonna let it go for about 2 more minutes. And then we're gonna start adding it to our layers of potatoes and bacon. And I'll see you back over at the counter. All right, our onions are freshly browned. I almost said Emily. Olivia said if they are too dry to add just like a tablespoon or 2 of water. Ours have an immense amount of bacon grease in there. I'm a little worried they're too wet, but we're gonna go for it. So then we're gonna add this layer of caramelized onions in here. We already have the layer of bacon underneath. I'm gonna spread those out a little bit. Got a little clumped to one side there. Need some more right there. Beautiful. Then we're gonna do another layer of patates. On each layer of potatoes, we're gonna put salt and pepper every time. Time for that bacon. I do about just like a handful each time because I'm not sure how much. We've only got about this much bacon left, which I think is enough for like 1 more topping. So another layer of potatoes. Yummy, yummy, yummy. In my tummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy. Oh, little bacon's trying to escape. I got bad news for you, bacon. You can't escape. You can't. Impossible. Salt. Pepper. Onions. Off to the side here. Onions seem to be going a little further than the bacon. So I'm glad I cooked 6 pieces of bacon instead of 5. So I've done a big switcheroo from coffee to wine. I think this is going to go really well with a white wine. For our beef bourguignon we're making next week, I had to go buy a Burgundy red wine. So I picked up a Chenin Blanc, also from France. And the bottle's almost gone, so you can tell I've been enjoying it. And I thought it would pair really nicely with the potatoes and the bacon and the caramelized onions. And it's just really good. Oh, it's a good wine. I did forget to season it that time, but that's okay. We'll just put the seasoning on it now. Okay. I'm curious if I put another layer of potatoes on. I'm going to because I still have potatoes left. Then we're going to finish it off with the feta cheese. And the rosemary leaves. All right. Then we're going to drizzle a little olive oil on top. Doesn't say exactly how much. I just drizzled a little over all of it. Here's the part I'm not looking forward to. I'm a little nervous about it, I'm not gonna lie. Is folding this up. Wow, hers is folded up to like here. Okay. And she says to overlap as needed, Olivia does. And because it's not a perfect dough, we're going to need to overlap a lot. And what I'm just doing, I don't know if you can see, is I'm kind of just squishing it together in places where it cracks to create just a solid dough. So there's no rips or tears in it. Maybe. It's hard to see on that side. And again, this is supposed to be rustic, so please don't worry about, like she says, overlapping, or Olivia says overlapping is fine. Overlap where you need to. Actually, this is not as scary as I thought. I was worried this was gonna break a lot more than it is, so. At least so far, so good. In the places where it is breaking, I'm able to easily just pinch it together and help it stay. So that's very nice. We like that. But I don't want any of this cheese escaping, any of the rosemary escaping, or the potatoes escaping, like this cheese is trying to come out. No. No siree. Also, little rosemary is peeking out there. This potato does not want to let me. I'm gonna put a little more dough right here. Doesn't want me to close this part. The potato keeps peeking out. And this pretty much looks like Olivia's does. I'm just gonna take, I have a couple extra pieces of dough that came off. I'm just gonna patch up some places that might need a little strengthening. There's one potato right here. All right. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit around the edges. All this rosemary that came out, put it back in here. In there, little buddies. And then we're just gonna take this parchment paper that our galette is on and transfer it to the pan we're gonna cook on. Look at that, easy peasy. Next part is we're gonna take that egg wash, that lightly beaten egg, and just to the crust. Get that rosemary out of here. And this will give us a nice brown, delicious, goldeny crust while it's baking. Okay, so we're looking good. The last thing you need to do is that 2 tablespoons of chilled butter that we had reserved. I put it in the fridge to keep it chilled. We're gonna place that on top. Boom. So now that everything is assembled, we're gonna pop this in the oven, which has been preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to cook this for 35 to 40 minutes, and we're gonna rotate it once during our cooking. So yeah, we'll see you back here in about 35 to 40 minutes. Oh, here's our big honkin' mama. She looks good. I'm worried this isn't browned enough. Like the stuff inside isn't cooked enough. But like the outside parts are really cooked, so we're gonna cut into it and then dig into it. Yeah, I don't think it's finished cooking, to be honest with you. No, it needs to go back in. Oh, we are gonna hit it with a little Parmigiano Reggiano though on top. There's no way that's done cooking, so we're actually gonna put it back in. I was hoping it's done. It was done, but it's yeah, there's no way this is from the middle. Oh, potato in the middle is kind of crispy. But like it's not browned or anything. Yeah. No. We're gonna put it in longer. For sure. Okay, everybody, it has been, I actually had to cook this for about an hour. I think I might have made mine too thick. I think hers was probably more spread out or something like that, because it wasn't quite done when I took it out after the 40. So it does look like this. It didn't stay together very well, but I mean, it just looks delicious. So you have the whole galette over there. So we're gonna go ahead and dig in. Want a little, ooh, the pie crust is much more flaky this time. Taking it out of there, it wasn't last time. Wasn't that cheese too? This did just come out of the oven because I'm impatient, as you know. Watch me struggle to get everything on this bite. Jeepers. The crust is flaky. You see it steaming? The flavors are good. The onions, ooh. Ooh. Hot. But this is a really good little snacky here. So again, this was Olivia Mesquita's recipe at oliviascuisine.com for a potato galette. That kind of does it. We're almost to our last week. We are going to be making a classic beef bourguignon, a beef bourguignon, next week for our final week in the month. And yeah, just please, 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 if you are really enjoying this content, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. That's how you get notified when all of our videos come out, so you'll be the first to know. And just follow us on our Etsy, website, Instagram, join our Patreon, and that will do it. So take care of yourselves, be kind to one another, and have a great day. Au revoir.